Imagine standing in the presence of a being so radiant and powerful that your first instinct isn't to cheer, but to fall flat on your face in absolute terror. This isn't just a character from a storybook. This is the reality of the Archangel Gabriel, the supreme messenger of the divine who has spent millennia bridging the gap between the infinite heavens and our fragile human world. We often see Gabriel on Christmas cards as a soft, winged figure in white, but the historical and spiritual records paint a much more intense picture of a warrior messenger whose very voice carries the weight of destiny. The name Gabriel literally translates to "God is my strength," and every time he appears in human history, the world shifts on its axis. He doesn't just deliver mail, he delivers the blueprints of the future. To understand Gabriel, you have to go back to the darkest moments of the ancient world, specifically to the prophet Daniel. Daniel was a man overwhelmed by visions of the end of days, seeing beasts and empires rising and falling, and he was terrified. Suddenly, Gabriel appears, not as a gentle spirit, but as a man of lightning, commanding Daniel to understand the vision. This was Gabriel's first major job, translating the mysteries of the universe into language a human being could actually process. He is the great interpreter, the one who takes the complex, terrifying plans of the Creator and simplifies them so we don't lose our minds. But Gabriel's story doesn't stop with ancient prophecies. He is the master of the long game. After his encounters with Daniel, the heavens went silent for 400 years. No prophets, no miracles, just a heavy, expectant silence. Then, in a sudden burst of celestial energy, Gabriel reappeared in the most sacred part of the Jerusalem temple. He stood to the right of the altar of incense, confronting a priest named Zechariah. Imagine being an old man, doing your duty in total solitude, when suddenly a being from another dimension is standing right in front of you. Zechariah was paralyzed with fear, but Gabriel's first words are always the same. Do not be afraid. It's a recurring theme with Gabriel because his presence is so overwhelming that he has to manually calm the human heart before he can even speak. He told Zechariah that his elderly, barren wife would have a son who would change the world, John the Baptist. When Zechariah doubted him, asking for a sign, Gabriel's response was legendary. He basically said, "I am Gabriel. I stand in the very presence of God. You want a sign? You won't speak another word until this happens." And just like that, Zechariah was struck mute. That's the level of authority we're talking about. Gabriel doesn't negotiate, he declares. But the most pivotal moment in Gabriel's entire narrative, the moment that changed the calendar and the course of human history, happened 6 months later in a dusty, insignificant town called Nazareth. He wasn't sent to a king or a high priest this time. He was sent to a teenage girl named Mary. This is the Annunciation, the most famous messenger delivery in history. Gabriel enters the room and greets her with a title that shocked the heavens, full of grace. He tells her she will bear the Son of the Highest. Think about the cosmic tension in that room. The Creator of the universe was waiting on the yes of a young girl, and Gabriel was the one entrusted to handle that delicate, explosive interaction. He explained the impossible, calmed her fears, and once she gave her consent, he vanished, leaving behind a world that would never be the same again. But Gabriel's influence stretches even further, crossing the boundaries of different faiths and cultures. In the Islamic tradition, he is known as Jibril, the Archangel of Revelation. He is the one who spent 23 years delivering the words of the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad. He is described as having 600 wings that cover the horizon, with pearls and rubies falling from his feathers. He accompanied the Prophet on the miraculous night journey, traveling from Mecca to Jerusalem and then ascending through the 7 heavens. In this context, Gabriel isn't just a messenger. He is the guardian of the truth, the celestial mentor who guides humanity through the fog of spiritual ignorance. Whether you look at him through the lens of Judaism, Christianity, or Islam, the pattern is identical. Gabriel is the herald of the new. He appears when one era is ending and another is beginning. He is the one who announces that the impossible is about to become reality. He represents the idea that there is a bridge between our physical reality and the spiritual realm, and that messages of hope and transformation are constantly being sent our way, if only we are brave enough to listen. He is the voice that speaks in the silence, the light that breaks through the darkness of our confusion. Gabriel reminds us that we are not alone in the universe and that there is a grand design at play, even when everything feels chaotic. He is the strength of God personified, a reminder that the most powerful messages often come when we least expect them, from sources we can barely comprehend. The story of Gabriel is the story of humanity being invited into a bigger narrative, a call to step out of our small lives and into a divine destiny. He is the eternal messenger who continues to fascinate, terrify, and inspire us, standing at the crossroads of history with a message that demands an answer. If you found this journey through the history of the great messenger fascinating, make sure to hit that follow button. Drop a comment with the next mystery you want me to uncover, and share this with someone who needs a reminder that heaven is closer than they think.